Hey Pisces, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with sun, moon, or rising in Pisces. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. I feel like for some of you, your circle is going to be expanding and it's going to come as a huge blessing for you. So this can be a literal expansion of your friend group. It can be that your family bonds might be strengthening, but it feels like there's a community rallying around you. So this can also kind of touch on maybe things that you have felt confused about or things you felt alone about. I just feel like for you, what's coming in is a lot of support, some kind of support or guidance from an outside source, which can be friends, family members. This can even be your spirit guides or your angels. It's really beautiful imagery here with these butterflies. There's a community here. There's a family here. There's a support system here. And I feel like that's going to be super crucial for you coming up really soon. There is this idea of support. There's this idea of guidance and fellowship coming through for you. I'm really drawn to this, this rainbow here in this card. So to me, this is talking about connecting on a deep level, on a spiritual level, even connecting in the physical realm. This is about your uniqueness and your gifts and abilities really shining through within this idea of community. So I want you to keep that in mind, because I think that for a lot of you, you're being blessed in terms of building something that has to do with community. And I think for some of you, this could be about you building your own community. So maybe building some kind of social media outlet, or building even if it's an in-person group, or kind of establishing this closer bond with a group of friends. I think for some, I am kind of picking up on this feeling of maybe there's a sense of loneliness or a sense of a lack of connection. And I think this is a really beautiful sign that a huge blessing that could be coming your way is finding that special group of friends, kind of finding that tribe, finding that family, whatever that means to you. So connecting with like-minded people, connecting with people that allow your unique gifts to shine through, and people who you can appreciate their unique gifts as well. Really beautiful energy here. And also, for some reason, I think for those of you who are trying to build something where you might be establishing yourself as some kind of leader, you might be establishing yourself as a provider of a certain service or product, something like that, or trying to build a following in a way. I feel like this is a really beautiful sign that you're going to be receiving blessings through that outlet, through something that you've been putting a lot of time and energy into building a community of sorts. So definitely beautiful energy in terms of building or strengthening an existing community. Now, you also had this angel number 222. I think this is interesting and really a beautiful pairing with this community card, because the number 2 always makes me think of partnership, of unity. So this is you really coming together with another person, or this can even be a group of people. The imagery here in this card makes me think of a group of people. But this might be a partnership. This can be a blessing in terms of a partner. It could be a romantic partner. It can be a business partner. This is somebody who's willing to help you, willing to rally around you, willing to offer some sort of assistance. In some cases, even willing to help you make a difficult choice. Twos can talk a lot about choices. So I do think that this is a sign that you have made the right choice, or you're going to be making the right choice in terms of this community that you're building, or in terms of who you're going to surround yourself with, in terms of how you're going to let your own unique gifts and abilities shine through what you're offering out to the world. I really see you establishing yourself as a leader of sorts. I think that even if it's just that you're leading in kind of expressing your own unique giftings, your own unique abilities. I feel like you're establishing yourself as someone who can lead in some area of your life, something you've been working on. Now, this number 222, it talks a lot about balance. It talks about harmony. So I do think there's a lot more balance and harmony being brought to any relationships in your life. As I'm saying with this community card, I think a lot of your blessings are coming in the form of those in your life, strengthening these bonds or developing these new bonds, and receiving help and guidance. This is also always a sign for me, 222. It's always a sign that you are making or have made the right decision about something. So if this does have to do with your community in some way, maybe you have made the choice to strengthen bonds with those in your life. Maybe you've made the choice to distance yourself from those in your life who aren't quite resonating at the same frequency. This can even be about a choice to build a community, build up some sort of social network, building some sort of business that might have kind of that, it might have a sense of community about it. There might be something about this business that you feel draws people together or connects people in some way. This is about some decision that you have made or will be making that is the right decision. So it's actually confirmation for you that that was the right choice for you to make, or that this new inspiration that you're going to receive. I'm kind of seeing this rainbow here as like a burst of inspiration here. So it's like this new inspiration that you're going to receive is going to help you to make the right decision. So this is about trusting, trusting your gut, and making choices that benefit you, that bring more balance and harmony to your life. So we will see what other messages come out that might pertain to some of what we saw here with your initial energies. But okay, so we had the Five of Pentacles come out. I think this is a truly interesting message to show up for you after we were talking about this community card. The Five of Pentacles talks about feeling lonely, feeling alone, maybe even feeling left. And we're talking about this idea of community. So I think for a lot of you, a huge blessing that's coming for you is finding that community, finding that safe place, finding that place where you feel like you can really be a part of something bigger. Is what it feels like to me. And I do think that for some of you, this might be referencing a romantic connection. It's funny because this message always kind of pops up in one way or another, even if I don't intend for it to. Like, this is not a love reading, but so it's interesting that this is coming out. Now, this can be about a romantic connection, but this can also be about any kind of love that you experience. So any kind of connection that you have in your life. This can be friends and family, but the fact that you had this 222 message here, and we're talking about community. So this is a feeling of really being left out in the cold. And I think this is past energy for you. So this is you moving into a place of feeling like you belong, feeling like you have a little bit of a safety net, like you have a strong connection with one or more people with this community card. So that's actually really beautiful energy. We are following that with the Seven of Swords. Oh, wow. And the Nine of Pentacles. Let's get some more cards out here for you. I feel like you guys are moving into a place of really coming into your own, finding your true self and finding your true value. Yeah, we just had the Nine of Swords come out in reverse right after the Nine of Pentacles. So this is actually shaping up to be quite an interesting reading. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Your cards are flying out. So we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. Oh, wow. I think you guys can expect a lot of blessings. Let me just say that, because these are some truly beautiful cards and beautiful messages. I think a lot is changing for you, and I have the feeling that it starts a lot with you kind of understanding exactly who you are and exactly what you have to offer. So your unique gifts, your unique qualities could have at times left you feeling a little bit on the outside, left you feeling like there wasn't a place that you really fit, or like no one quite understood you. So finding your group, finding your family, finding your tribe could have been a little bit difficult for you. And even for those of you that have moved out of this Five of Pentacles energy, you may have moved to a place where you feel like you're establishing this, like where you are connecting with people on a deep level, where people are seeing what you have to offer, what your unique gifts are, how special you are, and they're actually valuing you. This is really, to me, saying that that circle of yours that you've established is going to grow even more. It's like you, I feel almost like you're collecting. It's weird. This image is kind of coming to me like gathering coins and kind of like collecting them, adding them to your piggy bank, or adding them to your change purse is how it's kind of coming across. You do have a lot of Pentacles energy here, and that might be why that imagery is coming through like that. But it feels like you guys are kind of adding to your piggy bank in terms of connection, in terms of soul connection. So yes, this can also be a sign of material abundance. We'll touch on that. But I think for you, the biggest thing is connection. You are going to be blessed in terms of establishing this soul family, establishing this tribe, building a community. For some of you, I'm hearing that this community that you're building is tied to your financial abundance. So I think that's, yeah, this is interesting how the imagery is coming through. How your guides are showing this to me is almost like, it's almost like a piggy bank or a savings account. And I think the reason that this imagery is tied so closely together is because somehow this community that you're building is tied to your bank account. This can even just be that the people who you are inviting into your life are like they're helpful to you in some way. They are encouraging to you in some way. They're going to bring out your best qualities. They're going to encourage you to pursue your dreams. They're going to help you along your path. And for some of you, this is directly tied because you're building a community that is actually going to pay you in some way. It's not that these people are going to directly pay you, but this might be that I'm hearing influencer for some reason. So you might be establishing yourself as an influencer and building a community around a certain lifestyle or something like that. Yes. But I feel like for a lot of you, this connection is super important because of this feeling of maybe like not fitting in or being left out, feeling like you're on the outskirts. And I also feel like there's kind of this feeling of like deception in a way. There's this feeling of maybe feeling like you had to pretend to be something that you're not in order to fit in. But what's happening for you, and what is the biggest blessing here, is that you're starting to see that you don't have to pretend to be anybody in order to fit in. You don't have to act like anyone else. You don't have to sound like anyone else. You don't have to dress like anyone else, or share ideas the same way that anyone else does to build this community, to establish this community. So especially if this is tied to your finances, I feel like this is going to be key for you. This is about you being unique. So if you make jewelry, for instance, I actually have this chrysocolla bracelet sitting right here. I was wearing it, but it's kind of like making a lot of noise on the table. But it's something like this. I'm feeling like if you were a creator of jewelry and you want to make things the way you want to make them. You want to offer your own unique, what is the word I'm looking for? Your own unique offerings, your own unique gift, however you would put your jewelry together, for instance. It's kind of how it's coming across for me. It's like, you don't have to make that bracelet the same way that anyone else would for it to be valuable, for it to be valued. In fact, that's what's going to bring in a lot of abundance for you. It's what's going to bring in a lot of connection for you, letting your own unique qualities shine. So I am kind of feeling like a mask is slipping for you, like a mask is falling off for you. This could be kind of an ongoing process, but it's like you're hitting a new level where you're realizing you don't have to wear that mask. You don't have to be anyone but yourself. You can be absolutely authentic to who you are, and you can still be loved. You can still be included. You can still be a part of this community and be absolutely you. When I look at this Nine of Pentacles energy, I see someone who is very financially abundant and blessed. I also see someone who is kind of finding this sense of independence, which is interesting, coupled with this community, this idea of community. But I think for you, finding your sense of independence and finding your own unique giftings is so key to connecting with those that are truly part of your soul tribe, or those who truly see you for who you are. It's like the two are very closely linked. I also see you leaving behind a lot of worry and anxiety, gaining more clarity in terms of your thought process. A lot of Swords energy here. So I do kind of want to look at this because I am picking up on a lot of Earth energy. Yeah, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy coming through for this pile for sure. Yeah, Gemini, Libra, Aries also coming through for this pile. I feel like you guys are hitting a point where there are financial blessings coming your way, but this has to do with you expressing your own uniqueness. I want to take a peek at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Page of Wands. Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this is really about you pursuing some sort of passion, and your passions actually being blessed at this time. Your blessings are coming in the form of your uniqueness, your passion, and establishing this community. So I feel like if you guys are pulled to like connect to people, to maybe even just comment, like this could be about you maybe commenting on videos that you see or on posts that you see, and establishing a community. This can even be about like groups online, Facebook groups, but it's like you're finding your people. And what's interesting about this is you're finding your people through finding yourself, and then it feels like a lot is opening up to you. I want to talk about the Wheel of Fortune, but I'm so pulled to the Two of Cups that I can hardly even focus on it. First of all, we have this repeated imagery here with the rainbow. We also see this rainbow here in the Nine of Swords. We have this repeated energy with the rainbow. Rainbows to me talk about a lot of uniqueness, a lot of community, a lot of acceptance, being proud of who we are and what we have to offer, and kind of like noticing all the ways that we have to contribute. Rainbows also talk about happiness to me, like happiness, that bright spot, that shiny spot after a storm. So this can be about you coming out of a dark place. I think a lot of you are hitting a point where things may have felt like they were going a little slow for you. You may have been waiting on certain connections in your life, and it feels like these are things that are starting to come through for you at this point. So we're back to this idea of two: balance, harmony, partnership, choices, making the right choice, being on the right path with this Two of Cups. So two is a huge thing for you right now. You may have already noticed this pattern of twos, but if you haven't, this is a sign from your guides to look out for the number two or for repeating twos, because this is a sign for you when you're on the right track. But I see you guys leaving behind a lot of worry and anxiety, especially pertaining to your unique gifts and what you have to offer. I also see that you guys are going to be in this period of luxury and of self-care and self-worth. And a lot of this has to do with noticing exactly what you have to offer. But I think that, I think for a lot of you, you're going to actually be taking time, like taking more time to care for yourself, to pamper yourself, to treat yourself, to little luxuries here and there. It doesn't have to be anything huge, but it does feel like this is an important thing that's coming up for you. And that, a lot of self-acceptance, a lot of, especially pertaining to image, to body image. I feel like a lot of you are letting go of some worry or something that felt like it was holding you back in terms of image. And you're really kind of, it's like you're stepping into this. It's more like you're leaning into some of the things that you may have disliked about yourself in terms of appearance, in terms of, this can even have to do with personality. I feel like it's not so much personality, but maybe just doubting your gifts, like not placing a lot of value on your gifts and on what you have to offer. And that this could have brought you a lot of stress and worry and anxiety, but it's like you're moving past that. You're starting to see what is beautiful and what is unique about you. I feel like I should say this because it's coming through. I feel particularly like, as an example, if you were like, let's say you're like a very curvy person, and I'm talking to all of you, whether you identify as a male or a female, but if you were like, let's say you're super curvy and it's been something that you have maybe not appreciated about yourself. Maybe in the past you've worried about what clothes you couldn't wear, or how you didn't feel comfortable in certain scenarios, or something like that. It's like you're leaning into this and you're like, you know what though, if when I wear this, I feel so good about myself, or actually this really shows off my figure, and this is a beautiful figure that I want to show off. So it doesn't even have to be that you're curvy. You can kind of just apply that to whatever situation works for you, or whatever's resonating for you. But what I'm saying is there are things about both your physical appearance and about your personality or your spiritual gifts, or whatever you have to offer or share with the world, that it feels like there's been a time where you've almost discounted that. You thought too hard about it. You have wanted to hide it. You wanted to hide these certain things about yourself, but you're really moving into this place where there's full acceptance of who you are. And what that's allowing is a beautiful sense of community is unfolding for you. Like, you're appreciating yourself on such a deep level that everyone around you is seeing it too. Like, when you notice how beautiful you look in that certain dress, or whatever it might be, how beautiful you look like that, everyone else starts to see that too. So this is a huge blessing that's coming for you. And I really do think that this has to do more with your thought process behind all of this, and then you're going to start to see it flow into the material world. Your thought process around who you are, what you deserve, your thought process around what you have to offer being desirable, being beautiful, being a gift to this world is starting to change. I really see things opening up for you a lot more. We have this Wheel of Fortune here. And I mean, with the Wheel of Fortune, we're really talking about good luck. We're talking about karma here. So we're talking about like good karma coming your way. So this is like work that you've put in the past really paying off now. And this can even be work that you've put in terms of your mindset really starting to pay off. This is a turning point for you. And what I see it doing is it's turning you into this place. Like, if this wheel turned, it's actually leaving you here in this Two of Cups energy, in this connection energy, in this harmonious energy. So really, really beautiful. Things moving in a positive direction is what I see. Things moving in a positive direction. And like I was saying before, there really is a lot of material abundance here for you. Let's get some oracle cards. I feel like saying that for a lot of you, whatever this community idea is, whether that's a romantic connection, if this is a group of friends, or some kind of community that you're trying to build in terms of business, I feel like this is something that you have waited a while for. And that really the guidance here is to continue to be your authentic self, because that's really what's going to bring this to fruition. I feel like a lot of you, it's like you've made the choice to be your authentic self, and that's what's key here. So nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon, and what else do we have? Step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. This is kind of a message of like, not to give up. Like, don't give up on this new mindset that you're developing. Don't give up on this idea of showing your unique gifts. Because, you know, as much as you may have believed some old story that said that maybe you weren't good enough or you didn't have enough to offer or that you're always the outsider or something like that, none of that is true. Like, none of that is guaranteed, is kind of how I want to say it. None of that is set in stone, as this card says. None of that has to be true. You can always change your mind. And I think a lot of messages here are about you changing your mind and kind of stepping out of the place that has felt comfortable for you. Even if your mind has been made up this way for a long time, it doesn't mean it has to stay that way. It doesn't even mean that you have to, it doesn't mean that you even have to think about certain connections in your life the same way that you have in the past. So yeah, keep that in mind. Let's take a look at this fairy oracle deck and see what's going on here. What messages do you... Oh. So this card says, use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. So yes, you guys are being blessed in terms of some wish that you've had for a long time coming true. And I think that you guys have wished wisely, but I think what this is saying is because the wheel is starting to turn in your favor, make sure that you are keeping your mindset going in the direction that you want it to, because you're actually entering a phase of really effortless manifestation, or like your manifestations are going to be coming to fruition a lot easier than they may have in the past. I feel like things are starting to pick up for you in terms of time. Wow, we had a lot of cards come out here. I might take the one card that didn't flip over, I think is the card, and it's actually find balance, which we've been talking about with the twos. So finding balance. It says find the balance between your work, rest, playtime, and you'll have more energy, harmony, productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So yeah, I feel like you guys, you're actually going to be finding rest and finding more balance in your life. But really, it's about knowing exactly what you want and wishing for that, wishing really wisely for whatever it is that you want. I feel like you guys, because you've got, I was saying before, you've got this wheel turning in your favor. Wish for exactly what you want, because you are making the right choices. Like we were talking about with the 222, you're making the right choices. And that was just a reminder to you that, that you're on the right track. So yeah, everything that you're wishing for is coming to fruition. For you, it's really a matter of just keeping your mindset kind of going in the right direction. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you liked this video, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I'll see you in another reading really soon. Bye!